Presbyterians are a denomination which have played a major role in several key events in American history. As Mark Knoll notes, many of the early Presbyterian colonists came from Scotland and Northern Ireland, and the first Presbyterian congregation in America was founded at Snow Hill, Maryland in 1684. These early Presbyterians took their stand on the Westminster Confession statement of Calvinist theology. The two events that I will be examining are the American Revolution and the fundamentalist modernist controversy. The churches of the American colonies contributed to the justification for the American Revolution through promoting concepts of liberty, equality, natural laws, and covenant theology. Patricia Bonamy, in her article Hippocrates' Twins on Religion and Politics in the American Revolution, shows that Americans' notions about civil government were closely related with their experiences in church government. Americans tended to prefer a republican form of church government as opposed to a hierarchical form, especially in the dissenting churches of which Presbyterians were a part. As Bonamy says, colonial church government was largely republican in structure and practice, and not surprisingly, the colonists' religious republicanism made them prefer civil republicanism. A large segment of Presbyterians, along with other dissenters, supported the Revolution. This was recognized by British and Loyalists in the colonies, and Bonamy's article includes several quotes from those people. Ambrose Searle was secretary to British General Sir William Howe, and in late 1776 he wrote that Presbyterianism is really at the bottom of this whole conspiracy, has supplied it with vigor, and will never rest. The Anglican clergy of New York in 1780 wrote that dissenters in general, and particularly Presbyterians and Congregationalists, were the active promoters of rebellion. John Witherspoon was a Presbyterian clergyman and president of Princeton College. His sermon, The Dominion of Providence over the Passions of Men, preached in May 1776, vocally opposed British tyranny. As Witherspoon said, "I call this claim unjust of making laws to bind us in all cases whatsoever, and the cause in which America is now in arms is the cause of justice, of liberty, and of human nature." Several months later, as Knoll points out, Witherspoon was a delegate to the Continental Congress and the only clergyman to sign the Declaration of Independence. If we fast forward a little over a century, we'll see that the Presbyterians were at the center of the fundamentalist modernist controversy from around the 1890s to the 1920s. Douglas Sweeney provides a description of this controversy. Charles Briggs was a Presbyterian minister, and in 1891 he gave a speech at New York's Union Seminary entitled The Authority of Holy Scripture. Briggs proceeded to deny that God inspired the words of biblical texts, he denied the inerrancy of Scripture, and he denied that biblical miracles took place by supernatural means. The infiltration of higher criticism and scientific theory into their denomination caused an uproar within the Presbyterian groups. Some sided with Briggs and the modernists, others sided with the fundamentalists. The Presbyterian General Assembly issued a response to modernism in the 5-point Deliverance of 1910. These were fundamental doctrines that all ministers working with Presbyterian denominations were expected to adhere to. 1, the inspiration and inerrancy of the Bible. 2, the virgin birth. 3, the substitutionary atonement of Christ. 4, the bodily resurrection of Christ. And 5, the historical accuracy of the biblical miracles. J. Gresham Machen is an example of a Presbyterian and professor at Princeton who sided with the fundamentalists. His 1923 book, Christianity and Liberalism, rejected liberalism and defended the fundamental doctrines of the faith. In this book, Machen went so far as to say that liberalism is not only a different religion from Christianity, but belongs in a totally different class of religions. This brief examination of the American Revolution and the fundamentalist modernist controversy should help to show the importance of Presbyterians to American history.